So I wanted to make a video about what's so great about playing the piano, and this is going to be my opinion about this stuff. So before we begin, I want to thank everyone who's tuned into the channel so far, and it really helps if you watch a bunch of the video, if you like and subscribe too. So I've distilled my answer into 6 parts. Some of these may surprise you, but this is my opinion. So who is this video good for? Maybe people who are thinking about getting into piano, or those who already like to play the piano but want to hear what I have to say about it. So this is my perspective from someone who's played piano for a long time. What do I like about it? What's so great about it? All right, so number 1, piano is a workout for the mind. It's no surprise that we start here. Studies have shown that for children, getting them involved in a musical instrument develops their brain. But it's also good for adults as well. Listening to the music, trying to process it with your brain, this helps maintain your brain, helps develop your brain. We have piano is specifically really good at this because it's an instrument where you can play multiple lines at once. You have Bach fugues with 5 distinct voices. For the keyboard, you can write whole orchestral scores for the piano. You can transcribe them for the piano. At an advanced level, understanding harmony, understanding fingering, and memorizing complicated works that could be like 50 minutes long, like big concerto, Brahms' second piano concerto, Rachmaninoff third piano concerto. They might have 10,000 notes in them. It puts a great demand on the mind of the performer. And this can keep your mind sharp. Number 2, piano is a great workout for the body. But what do I mean by that? Is it going to be as good as something like running a marathon or lifting weights? Well, in terms of the body connection with the mind, I think the piano is really good at that. You're not going to get the same stress on the body which you would get with vigorous exercise, which I think is okay. It's a different kind of thing. It's more connecting the body and the brain. So I think if you're trying to do something like a great tennis player like Roger Federer or something, what does he do? He practices the same motions, the same body movements over and over. He practices them in different situations, under high temperatures. He would go to Middle East to train, basically stressing the body, stressing the mind, but so that when it comes down to those pressure situations in a tournament, in a tennis match, he could do what he wanted to do. Same kind of thing in the piano. You train during practice your body, you train your fingers, you train the rest of your body, and you train your mind to control the body. So I think this is all really important for the precision. To play works that are really complicated with a lot of leaps, jumping from the treble to the bass or vice versa, you have to understand the music, but you also have to understand your body and how to move your body in space. That's why you develop this sense of where you are in space. That's why pianists can play with their eyes closed, and that's really important for playing at a high level. Do you just use your fingers in piano playing? Well, of course not. You use other things as well. You use your arms, you use your wrists, you use your back. You can use your entire body, depending on the piece, how athletic it is. All right, number 3. What's so great? It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to listen to music. It's enjoyable to play music. Human beings are wired for music. For example, look at the book Musicophilia by Oliver Sacks, written in 2007. The human brain has evolved to like music. Piano is a great way to play that music and to listen to it at the same time. If you're in a certain mood and you want to indulge that mood, you can play a certain piece. Looking for beauty, you can sit down and play Debussy. For passion, you can play Beethoven, Mendelssohn. Anything, any other moods that you want, Schubert, Rachmaninoff, Scriabin. There's so many different composers in the classical sphere that you can play. And that's not even getting into other genres that you want to play. Jazz music or rock and roll music, blues, whatever you want to play. It can indulge your mood and help you listen to the music, but also improve your mood. That's something that you can do with music. All right, number 4. What's great about piano? It's difficult to master. So, is this actually a good thing? I think so. Things that are difficult, that we get a sense of satisfaction from mastering. It's something that people like to do. That's why people go to school for piano for many years. It's why people have their children take piano lessons. It takes a very long time to become proficient at piano, but somehow people still like to do it. They still undertake that work. You see people doing these things. It's enjoyable to master something, and the goal is to get that mastery. It's a goal that you can set and a goal that you can achieve. So, how difficult is the piano? I'd say it's pretty difficult. This comes from someone who's played a long time. The amount of complexity in music is really astounding. The coordination it takes to play well is hard to achieve, and it takes years and years. So it yields results after a while, but it's fun along the way too. It's not like you're doing this for all these years without any benefit. Along the way, you do get the benefit. You get to listen to the music, you get to get the satisfaction from your improvement, and it's just a gradual process. All right. Number 5, why is piano great? Well, it's technology that is old, and it doesn't require any modern technology. It doesn't even require electricity. You can play in today's fast-paced world, which is filled with screens, digital communication, wireless energy, wireless transmission. The piano is old technology. You can just sit down on a bench and play. When the power goes out, you can still sit down and play. As long as you have something to illuminate your sheet music, or you can play from memory, doesn't depend on any electricity at all. So the technology has not really changed that much since the early 20th century. By that time, the piano had 88 keys, had the modern piano action, and most of the features that you're familiar with today in the piano. Companies like Steinway and Sons and Mason and Hamlin, these companies have been around since the 1800s, to the mid to late 1800s. And so it's great. You can just sit down and work on your craft as a pianist, and you don't need to worry about screens, cell phones, wireless, electricity, anything like that. It's old technology, but it still works. Number 6, the selection of repertoire for the piano is very vast, and it's impossible to learn everything in just one lifetime. So this is really a comparison to other instruments. The repertoire for the trumpet, double bass, flute, or cello or violin, it's simply not as vast as the piano repertoire. Many of the great classical composers were pianists or keyboardists, including Johann Sebastian Bach, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Ludwig van Beethoven, Chopin, Sergei Rachmaninoff, and many more. So I know a lot of repertoire, but it's impossible for anyone, even who learns music quickly, to learn everything. If you look at a fast learning pianist, they will play a lot of works, but they won't play everything. And it's basically impossible. And even if you could learn everything, you can always write new stuff or play new stuff which is being written in the current day. I mean, if you've played all the works of Frédéric Chopin, all the mazurkas, ballades, sonatas, polonaises, and works for piano and orchestra, then you can play all the works of Beethoven, the 32 piano sonatas, the 5 piano concertos, variations, and more. What about the complete works of Johann Sebastian Bach? All the preludes and fugues, all 48 of them, of the pairs from both books of the Weltenberg Clavier. You have the English and French suites, the studies he wrote for his children, and much more from Bach. And you have the complete works of Mozart, including 27 piano concertos. You have the complete works of Maurice Ravel, even though that's a smaller catalog of works. And then you have Claude Debussy, Robert Schumann, Carnival, David Budler, tons, and more stuff like that. You have Felix Mendelssohn, Songs Without Words, and many other works, including his concertos. Johannes Brahms, his concertos, his short pieces, his early ballades and sonatas. Sergei Rachmaninoff, including his piano concertos, 5 piano concertos, 1 through 4 plus the Paganini variations. And then you have Franz Liszt, his Transcendental Etudes, Année de Pèlerinage. Then you have lesser known composers, but still great composers. Isaac Albeniz, Enrique Granados, Alexander Scriabin. These are all still even mainstream composers, but just to play the complete works of all of these is a massive undertaking. So there are many, many other works and composers that I didn't highlight here, but suffice it to say that the repertoire in piano is vast. And then we have, of course, the other genres, jazz, blues, and song tunes, and more for you to explore. So the lists of stuff that you can play is almost endless. So the piano really can be a lifelong pursuit. It takes a long time to master, and once you do master it, there's a lot of repertoire to explore. So those are 6 reasons why I think the piano is great. Please leave a like and subscribe in the comments if you want to see more of this kind of content. I'm new to this kind of long-form video, so I would really appreciate your constructive comments, but try to be nice. We should all be nice to each other here. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.